back to another episode of the Soup Bowl. I am your host, Renee Murdoch, and I am so happy that you are here today, that you are liking, that you are sharing, that you are joining, that you are in the conversation, that we are growing together in this thing called life. We were never meant to do it alone. So that's why we're in it. And we know that when we get in the Soup Bowl, that life gets messy. And the thing about a mess is that it can be cleaned up. So that's how you learn. You keep going. You might make mistakes along the way. You clean it up and you keep going. That is the great part about doing this thing. But when we try to cover up that mess, right, and we try to sweep it underneath the rug and things that, it can get a little smelly. It can get a little stank. Be like, oh. So, no, but no, for real though, thank you all so much for just doing life with me. I'm so happy to be doing life together with you all as well. And so, hey, keep on, coming in and listening and let's, get into it. Let's get into it. So for the last couple of weeks, we have been talking about what? Facing our fears. Facing our fears. And I just really believe that this is something that is really hitting home in this season, that we are living in a time and a space where we are stagnant because we are allowing fears to stop us from moving forward. And so we gotta stop that. We gotta stop that. Why? Because there are people waiting. There are people are waiting for you, right? You might not even see these people, but they are waiting for you. Generations are depending upon you to move. So if you're not moving, why is that? Because you're unwilling to face the fear. Fear, we need to start looking at it as a warning, right? Of something that is putting a barrier there for us to keep moving forward into destiny. Okay, I see you. I'm going to keep going. Right? So last week we talked about how to face it, right? Facing that fear and doing that in faith, moving out in faith. So we want to kind of like get a little bit more into that, wrapping things up on this topic. I think this is the last week on this. I'm not for sure. I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. That means that because we got something to chew on, something to think about, some actions to be taken here. So in part 3, we were talking about faith, right, requires action. Without faith, right, it's impossible. Impossible to do what? The thing that pleases the Lord. Without faith, right, we can't get things done. That's why we out here stagnant. We sitting around like pond waters. No, but we need to be moving out into faith, right? Faith that meets action is complete. But faith sitting around is incomplete. It does not fulfill anything other than you hoping, wishing, dreaming, and believing. Hoping, wishing, dreaming. I think I tried to sing that last time. I don't even know how that song really goes, but it goes something like that. I heard it in a movie. And it's really catchy. Like I can see it and I can hear the tune. However, I don't remember the words. But anyway, so faith requires action, right? You can't pray for change and remain still. Real faith steps out even when the path isn't clear. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't know what's around the corner, but I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't know where I'm going to be staying at, but I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't know if this is going to hold me up or not, but I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to make that call, although I don't know what they're going to say on the other end. I'm going to go ahead and apply for that position, although, they're saying that I need this and that or whatever. But I believe that it's for me. I believe that I'm supposed to be doing that. I believe I'm supposed to be in that space. I believe, right? And I'm working. I'm doing the work. That's the faith, right? That's the faith. So the other thing that we discussed was fear won't always disappear first. It's not. Fear is not going anywhere. When you wake up tomorrow, fear is going to be there. When you wake up the next day, fear is going to be there. When you wake up the day after that, fear is going to be there. Next year, fear is going to be there. When does a particular fear stop being a fear? Question mark. When does fear stop being fear? When does it go away? It's not. So you don't have to wait, right, to feel brave enough, right, that you're thinking that this is going to move. You don't wait to move out in faith thinking that the fear is going to go away. Because it's not going to go away. It's always going to be there. You move while you're still afraid. You move while the spider is sitting over there in the corner. You move while, right, that I have enough money to do this. I have enough money to make it here, but I don't have enough money for that. But I know when I get there, that's going to get taken care of. Because I hear that I'm supposed to be going. I know that I'm supposed to be there. Trusting that God is with you in every motion. Trusting that God is with me in every motion. Because I'm walking this out in faith. Saying to fear, you're not going to keep me from destiny. You're not going to keep me from purpose. That's how I'm facing my fears, because I'm going to move. I'm going to take action. I'm not going to bow down. I'm not going to retreat, but I'm going to move forward. That's facing it. Because it's not going anywhere. It's always going to stay there. And it's always going to be a fear unless you start moving. Oh, I'm afraid to fly. I'm afraid of heights. Okay. How do you face it? By doing it. Okay, I'm going to get on this plane. Maybe my first plane ride is not going to be 16 hours. Maybe it's just going to be 45 minutes. Then I'm going to build myself up to 2 hours. Then I'm going to build myself up. Right? You got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And that is facing it and understanding that it's giving you information, not to keep you, but actually showing you, oh, you in the right vein. You in the right vein. You're in this. You're going in the direction that the Lord wants you to go. All right, the other thing that we talked about was faith means doing the work. And I think we were talking about how nowadays humans, us as people, are lazy. We don't want to do the work, meaning we don't want to discipline ourselves. We don't want change. We want everything to stay the same. That's not faith. That's not how that works. You must do the work. You must discipline yourself. Growth requires discipline, new decisions, and an often letting go of old environments, old systems, old things, old people, or even old habits that no longer support who you're becoming. If there's people, if there's places, if there's jobs, if there's things that are no longer supporting where I am going, then I'm going to have to let it go. I can no longer hold on to it. I can no longer walk around right in holding on, balling my fists up and unwilling to walk around open-handed and letting things flow in and out as freely, right, as they come in, as freely as they go out. And I think I was sharing last week about how I really don't have an issue, really have an issue of just, moving on. I would leave in a minute, like, okay, good. Jules, it was nice knowing you guys. Nice meeting you. If we ever see each other again, great. If we don't, all right, bye. Until I got into a particular season, right, which was, I would say maybe 2 seasons ago. No, I think it was like 1 season ago. That it was actually challenging for me. It was actually a challenge. Because normally I'll be like, Deuce, I'm out. But it was a challenge in letting go. And when you look back on it, when I'm looking back on it in hindsight, it's like, okay, yes, that's the reason why. Trying to keep me from purpose, trying to keep me from destiny, trying to keep me from my assignment. But that's where a lot of us are, right? It's like we're holding on to old things. We're holding on to the past. We're holding on to old systems that is not bringing any value. We out here lost in the sauce, for real. We're out here lost in the sauce because we're unwilling to really look and evaluate our lives and be like, you know what? This is no longer bringing value. This is no longer in the vein of where I know that God wants me to be. And it's challenging. It can. It really, especially if you are the type of person that really kind of, thrives on, relationships, that have been built over years and things of that nature. I think we're really uncomfortable understanding the different, I want to say, vast of relationships that we can have. A lot of us feel like, oh, we're in this relationship and we're in it until the day that we die. We're not. Sorry. Things are for a season. They're for a season. They are for a season. And there's where the thing comes challenging for us to let go. So we're unable to grow. We're unable to get past the barrier. And that's the fear. Fear of losing relationship. Fear of being alone. Fear of the unknown. Because we're all in the unknown. The truth is, we really are in the unknown. And we really think that we're not, in that, we know what God's doing and in His plan and all that. We know nothing, people, unless the Lord reveals it unto us. We know nothing. And once we get to a place of we know nothing, we are in a position of actually humbling ourselves to hear from the Lord and to be guided by the Lord. So in part 3, we close with, right, you've prayed, you've waited, and now it's time to move. Because movement is faith in action. Faith in action. How do we get there, right? How do we get there? Let's look at some practical things. You must move to, right? Here's how you step forward with courage and intentionality. Because you got to be intentional about this. And then you also have to have some courage with this to do it. Be encouraged. You got to encourage yourself. Be encouraged that you can do this. You got to do some self-talk. You got to do some self-talk every day that you can do this. So we're going to be talking about what it looks like to walk out faith daily. How to build in consistency. And how to strengthen your courage. How to navigate the discomfort that comes with spiritual growth. And how God meets you after you take that first step. He will meet you when you take the steps. He will meet you. I guarantee you, He will meet you. If you experience Him once and if you don't think He can do it again. Oh, okay. He's not a one-time God. He's not a one-time God. Just saying, He's not a one-time God. So faith produces results. You're not moving in faith if you don't got no results. And I'm not talking about the results that you made. I'm talking about the results that He made by you being in faith. When you start to act in faith, something powerful begins to happen. You begin to see results. You be like, well, how did that happen? I just, like, right? So you're getting built up. You're getting built up, right? But this is steadily thing in this walk that we're doing. Faith produces fruit. It shifts our mindset. It strengthens our spirit. It opens doors that fear once tried to close. Remember, fear is a warning sign. It is not all, oh my gosh, I can't. No, you can. You will. You must go forward. Fear is there only as a signal to you that you are moving in destiny, that you are moving to your purpose, that you are moving in becoming. When you act on faith, God begins to align things. He begins to align things, meaning that people that you need to meet, people that you need to be around, people that you need to connect, it begins to align up. Opportunities begin to happen. Resources begin flooding in. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Had to get some water. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. But when you begin to act on faith, God begins to align things up for you in ways that you could have not done by yourself. He's just putting things in place, putting things in order, opening up doors, opening up opportunities, putting your name in spaces, putting your name on people's hearts, showing your face before them. This is what happens when you begin to move in faith. Let's go back to the story of Abraham, right? He was going up to make a sacrifice before the Lord, going to worship the Father, and using his son, the promise, as a sacrifice. He was trusting God. And Lord, you gave me this. But if you want me to render it back to you this way, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I trust you enough that you're going to do what needs to be done in this. It was only a gift to me that I was responsible for, that I must render back unto you. And that's the thing, that we have to be willing to render it back unto him. And not hoard it and not hold on to it. So that's the part of the thing of letting go. Sometimes he just wants to see our heart if we're willing to let something go. Or do you just want to hold on to it? When you're holding on to it so much that it's now becoming an idol to you. But you must be willing to let it go. So he can begin doing. You're doing something, he's doing something. You're trusting, I'm going to do it. You're believing, I'm going to do it. But when we begin to make up things ourselves, then what happens? Right? Isn't that what Sarah did? Oh, I'm too old. I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do that for you, baby. I can't get down like that no more. A little work. I can't be doing all that no more. That's what Sarah was saying. I can't be working like that. So I'm going to give you old shorty over here. She can move like that for you. Her womb is, fertile. She can give you what you want, you desire, your namesake. And what came out of that? A bunch of heartache. A bunch of heartache. But when we wait on the promise, when we wait on the promise and go in the direction that we're supposed to be going, Sarah, give it up. Give it up, Sarah. Yes, you can. Your womb is still fertile. You can still make a couple of moves. Stop playing. That's the work. Sarah had to put in some work. Abraham had to put in some work. We must be willing to make moves. That's where the faith is. So here he is going up to go make a sacrifice to the Lord. And the boy is like, well, Father, we've done this before. Where's the sacrifice at? What are we going to sacrifice? We have nothing. And Abraham tells his son, the Lord will provide. And as they continue to go up, as he begins to prepare the altar, the Lord provides. He lays the boy on the wood like he's about to light the flame. And God is like, oh my God, okay. Calm down, Abraham. I know you believe me. I know you trust me. Do not harm the boy. Let the boy go. I got something for you over here. Okay? I got something for you. Stop tripping. And I feel like that's what he wants to say to all of us. Okay, I know you believe me. Okay, I got you. Come on, I got you. Like, this is what he wants. There is that faith that produces the fruit, right? That faith that shifts the mindset. The Lord will provide. The Lord will be there for me. The Lord will fight my battles. The Lord will back me up. The Lord will give me insight. I just got to make that step. I got to make those steps. I got to make those moves. And it's strengthening as you're going. Your spirit is being strengthened. You're being strengthened. You're being encouraged. You're being built up. So the next time fear comes, because it's coming. Remember, I said it's coming. You're like, oh, okay, yep, I know. I'm on track. I'm on track of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on track. I'm making faith moves. And where there once was panic, where there once was anxiety, where there once was being, apprehensive of wanting to do a certain things, there'll be peace. There will be peace. I remember there was a time where I had to give notice. This was a very difficult time, but I had to give notice. In a particular area, I had to tell them, hey, I have to go. I have to go. I want to stay, but I know that I have to go. And I had to rehearse this thing. I had to look in the mirror and I had to say the words and this and that, because I had to get it down to me, because I didn't want, something to come back and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to stay. Knowing that I was supposed to go. So that's why I had to rehearse it. That's why I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to rehearse it and I had to say it different ways. And then I had to play scenarios over and over again, because before I actually went and did the thing. And so when I did the thing, I literally had to say it like 3 times. 3 times to 3 different people. And it's like, it kept going up. You sure? Is that what you want to do? You sure? Because we can do this and that. Now, all of a sudden, you can do this. All of a sudden, you can do this. You can make this happen. When I'm saying, I got to go. This no longer aligns with what I'm supposed to be doing. I have to make this move. And then here it is. Now, you're able to make adjustments. It looks good. It looks good, people. I'm telling you, it looks good. But you have to know when you must let go, so you can go through another door. You must know in your knowing, in your spirit, that you're supposed to be making this move or those moves, whatever those moves must be. Because I'm telling you, when you begin to start making moves, there are going to be people there that will offer you things that look very enticing, that look so good. It looks so good. Oh man, I can have all that. Oh, you willing to do that for me? But is that going in the direction in which you're supposed to be going? I am still being reminded to this day. I just love how Holy Spirit works, but I'm being reminded to this day how the decision that I made years ago I was making the right decision. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. So we have to be okay, right, in knowing. And that was building up. Me speaking to myself, looking myself in the mirror, coming up with different scenarios, is me encouraging myself, building up myself to go do this thing that might be difficult, this thing that might be challenging. And then the thing about it, like I said, I think I had to go 3 times. It could have been more than that, but it just kept bringing people. You know how, like, when somebody's trying to sell you something, and then you're like, okay, yeah, great, or whatever. And then they go get somebody else. And then, like, okay, I know one that's really good. Timeshares, right? You go, you sit, you hear the presentation, whatever. You're like, okay, great. Oh, okay, well, we're just going to close you out so we can get you your gift, right? And then somebody else comes along. Hey, what is it that what is it that we can do? Like, we got this right here. They're offering all types of things. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm still good. Okay, well, hold a second. We're going to, get this over here to you. We're going to, get you out to the checkout person. And then here it is. Here comes another person comes. And you're like, can you just give me my stuff? Like I said, no. I'm good. It doesn't matter what you offer me. I'm good. And you become so irritated and frustrated because they're asking you the same thing, but they keep sending somebody else like it's going to make you change your mind. And this is exactly what happens when you're going to start making moves. When you begin to face that fear and begin to move out in faith, there are going to be those opportunities that are not God opportunities that you will be faced with. And you must know you good. I'm good. I don't need this. I'm going here. This is where I'm going. I'm going here. So that's where me talking to myself, right? That's me building up my confidence in knowing, right? I didn't know I was going to get asked that many times, but I was just preparing, really, thinking to myself like, oh, I'm just preparing for, whatever comes out. Okay, if they say this, I'm going to say that. They say this, I'm going to say that. They say this, I'm going to say that. And it was almost like, when Jesus went to the wilderness and the enemy kept coming and offering him things. All right, so we had a couple of technical difficulties, but we are back in it, and we're about to wrap this thing up anyway. So, like I was saying, you'll start to move in peace, right? You'll start to notice peace, right? Where there used to be anxiety, where there used to be panic, right? You'll find confidence where there used to be doubt, right? So again, I'm having conversations with people, that I'm no longer rehearsing, right, anymore like I was in the mirror doing different scenarios. I mean, I do them in my mind quickly, but there's more confidence there than there was before, right? And you'll look back and realize, as I'm telling you all these stories, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking back and I'm realizing that wasn't so hard after all. What was I afraid of? Why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I take this trip before? Why didn't I join this organization before? Why? Like, you'll just be like, it wasn't even that hard. Like, really? Like, it didn't destroy me. I'm still here. I didn't drown. I didn't lose any limbs. I'm still in this thing. Come on. It didn't destroy me, but it developed me. It didn't destroy me, but it developed me. Like I said, I am willing to have conversations. I'm willing to be confrontational, as they would say. You too conversational. You just want to, no. It's not about being confrontational, but it's about me letting you know I'm out. Letting you know this is no longer working for me. Letting you know that I am going to do this with you or without you. What you going to do? Right? So every step of faith is a seed. A seed for what? A seed that grows into testimonies to help other people. A seed that's growing right in for the next season. So if I'm making it through, I can help you make this through. Right? That's why we're having this conversation. I'm helping you make it through. I'm helping you get to the other side. He's saying, let's get to the other side. So what does it really look like to truly have faith, to face your fears, and move forward? It looks like this. Simple, point blank, you got to get this. Trusting God and doing your part. It's not sitting there wishing, hoping, praying, believing, but it's doing some action. It's doing some work. It's disciplining our lives. We gotta grow up. We gotta grow up. And we must live disciplined lives. It's about taking small steps when you can't even see the big picture. And for those of you that are type A personalities, ooh, that's even, I mean, I know it's working on you. Not to be able to see the big picture. Because if I could see all things, then how's that faith? It's not. It's not. When you're not able to see it all, and you're still willing to move forward in it. Because our faith is bigger than our fear. Come on, you got to believe that. Our faith is bigger than our fear. Fear tells you what might go wrong. Faith reminds you who's in control. Fear tells you what might go wrong, and faith reminds you who's in control. So you got to believe this. You're capable, you're covered, and you are called to move forward and not stay behind. So what are you going to do today? What choice are you going to make today? Not just to face your fears, but to face your fear. You got to do the work. You got to walk it out. Because the God who brought you this far, the God that woke you up this morning, the God who has yet been showing up in your life thus far and will continue to each and every day, is not done with you. Is not done with me. So I pray that this episode, wrapping this thing up, I pray that this episode, this series of facing our fears encourages you to take that next step. Whatever that it looks like for you. And remembering that faith isn't just believing in God. God can. We know that God can. We hear of the stories. We read of the stories. We know that He can. We know that He can do it. It's living like He will. That's the difference. It's not just believing God can, but it's living like He will. I know He has my back. I know He will show up for me. I know that He will orchestrate this if I get going. If I'm willing to give up. If I'm willing to sacrifice. If I'm willing to humble myself. If I'm willing to let it go. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited about this season because I know that He's doing a work. He's doing a work. And so we got to be willing to face our fears. We got to be willing to face them in faith and live like He will. We got to live like it. We got to stop shortchanging ourselves out here in these streets because that's what we're doing. When we allow fear to keep us from purpose and destiny, right, we're shortchanging ourselves. So thank you for tuning in. Facing Your Fears, part 4 for this whole series. If you didn't get 1, 2, and 3, I just encourage you to go back and listen to it, right, and then listen to number 4 again. But you making sure that we're able to face our fears, right, having the faith to move forward. If this episode has blessed you in any way, I'm asking for you to share it. I'm asking for you to like it. right? And giving others a reminder how to keep going, how we got to be moving in this time and in this season. All right. So keep walking it out, keep believing, keep having faith, and start living like you know He will. Okay. All right. Do know that leading is teachable. Leading is teachable, right? It's not something, it's not a one and done, but it is a daily thing. If you want to chat it up again, at info@4mosaic.com, or you can go to the website www.4mosaic.com. You want to do self-discovery call, or you want to chat up about some things, you want a certain topic that you want to muse over, drop it to me and I will read it happily, or be willing to take your calls. I am here for it to do life together. Know that I love you and there's nothing that you can do about it. Peace until next time.